Bom, feita essa pequena introdução, né, para colocar a importância do assunto que nós vamos discutir, nós vamos convidar agora para a palestra XML, o porquê e como, JATS, Miss Deborah Aleyne Lapeyre, secretária e arquiteta do Jats, BITS e NISO STS, consultora sênior do XML da Mulberry Technologies, professora e expert em design de vocabulário XML, desenvolvimento de DTD e esquema. Por favor, Débora. Após a apresentação, eu vou convidar a todos os apresentadores para que sentem comigo aqui à frente e no final da sessão nós vamos abrir para perguntas para vocês. Thank you very much.
Sometimes fries. Okay, you showing? Good morning, and forgive my English. It's all I have. We ignorant people can't help it. I apologize. I'm going to be talking this morning about XML, and just yesterday, your famous Abel Packer said, we have to use XML. It is horrible, but we have to use it. Well, you don't have to use it, but you might want to use it. However, you are not alone in feeling how you feel. And I would like to quote a poem from a librarian friend of mine. When your day has gone to hell, then you know it's XML. Okay, so what is XML? For those of you who only barely know, it is markers that you put into text, into a document, so that computer programs can do something with it. You have text flowing and flowing and flowing, and you surround something with a tag, open tag, closed tag, and you say, the something I just surrounded is the surname of a contributor. The something I just surrounded is a footnote. The something I just surrounded is a table or a list. And once you have said that, computer programs can process the document. I can pull out all the keywords and make a keyword index across my entire collection. I can look for a word only when it is in an author's surname. And we make what we call models of documents. And that is, what tags will you use to describe this kind of document? Reports would have one, recipes would have one. Recipes might have ingredients and instructions. And journal articles have another. And that's what Jats is. The Journal Article Tag Suite is a set of XML tags that describe journal articles. You have your journal article, you surround pieces of it and call it by one of these tags, and then you can process it by machine. You can interchange it. You can do things with it, okay? Jats, it's an ANSI NISO standard, Z3996 if you care. It's a named collection of elements. The thing to remember is you're talking about one journal article. This does not describe issues or books or magazines. It's one journal article. It was originally for scientific journal articles, but everybody uses it now. Poetry, the humanities, social sciences. It's defined for the interchange of journal articles. If you are an Elsevier or a Wiley or a publisher, you might have your own set of XML tags. But we would all like to agree on a set of tags so that we can interchange information with each other. We can put it in a single repository. We can display it. We can share tools. In other words, if somebody has made a wonderful editor that works with XML, it will work with yours as well. So how is Jats being used? Well, most people are using it to publish new content. But lots of people are converting their back files. Some of their back files go back to the 1730s. Public archives are asking for it, hosting services use it. Why is Jats important? Why do you care? Well, join the crowd. That's the first reason you care. Most medium-sized publishers all over the world use Jats, all right? And all of the big ones, the Elsevier's, the Wileys, the Nature Springer Macmillan, whatever they call themselves these days, they can all make Jats, and they do so for interchange. The SciELO publishing schema is a Jats superset. You're going to be using it. It's the way you deposit to the British National Library and the Australian National Library and the Library of Congress and Ithaca JSTOR and PubMed Central, both US and UK. And you don't have to teach it to a conversion vendor because they'll know it. And there are lots of tools around for its use. Second reason it's important. It tries to model what publishers are already doing when they make a journal article. We do not have best practices. That is for SciELO. That is for Jats 4R. That is for organizations of users. What we do is enable. We make it possible, okay? We don't lead practice, we follow practice. This was put together by looking at over 46 journal article tag sets, and we tried for the 80-20 case. That is to say, if 80% of the publishers did it, it's in Jats, even if it's a bad idea. Why else do you care? Open science, that's why you care. Open data for open science means that documents need to be machine readable. XML documents are. Human readable, XML documents also are. Searchable, mineable, a non-proprietary international format, freely and openly available, platform and vendor neutral. I'm displaying this on a Mac, but you might have a PC or a Unix box, it doesn't matter. We don't have to share platforms. We don't have to share tools. I take my XML file, I hand it to you, and you can process it. Now, Jats can't guarantee that. Only a publisher can guarantee really open data. But Jats provides Unicode, because not all of us have alphabets that can be described in ASCII. And Jats provides a public model that we can all agree on with clear semantics, and Jats provides XML. So, why is XML important? Partly because it's declarative. What do I mean by that? I mean that you're separating what it is from how it looks or how it behaves. Put a tag around it and tell me this is the title of a section. This is the caption of a figure. Don't tell me you want it in this point size and this font. It's 18-point Bodini bold. Who cares? Tell me it's a section title and I can do something with that. And that's the idea behind XML, is single source. You have one XML source, you write a transform, you make PDF. You make PDF accessible. You make ebook. You make HTML. You make XHTML. You make HTML5 plus CSS. You make anything you want. That's the idea. You can come out of XML and into anything. It's also enabling in the fact that it carries, or it can carry, all the metadata inside the article. You do not need a database over here of metadata about the article and the article over here. You have both in one place. Both bibliographic metadata, who wrote the article, what's the title, what's the abstract, what's the keywords, was it published in a journal, what issue of the journal, what date. You can also do things like unique identifiers. We've been talking about orchids this week. Jats allows orchids. There are also unique identifiers for institutions, for affiliations, for funders. There's descriptive information on funding quite deep, both funding that was money and funding that was some sort of in-kind. I sequenced the genome for you. I took your photographs. You wrote the article. I have contributed. This is how we're going to make open science. We have data availability statements, which are terribly important, going, the data on which my research is presented is over there, there's the URL, there's how you get it, so you can replicate. We have the ability to link terms to ontologies, to taxonomies. The bibliographic references can be very detailed with lots of information. And more important, we have machine-readable context. You take a journal article or a collection of journal articles and you search for the word green. Well, you will find green as in the beautiful trees outside. You will find green as in the Green Mountains in the United States. and you will find Dr. Jane Green, who wrote a report. Wouldn't it be nice to say, find me the word green, but only when it's inside the name of an author? I really don't care about the trees outside. So here's what I'll leave you with. Jats is ubiquitous. It's not sexy, it's not interesting. I think Jeff Beck, whom some of you know, of PubMed Central said it the best. Jats is no longer one of the cool kids, it's just what you do if you have journal articles. You have journal articles, you should do Jats. I called my friends to try to get a list of where Jats was being used, and between us we knew of 25 countries for sure. SciELO may add a lot of other countries, which would be very exciting. That means we can exchange journal articles all over the world, with Norway and Korea and Japan. Now, you may notice I have been talking about the why of Jats, and my talk was entitled The Why and the How. Well, I didn't want to put the how on the slides because I had no idea what you people were doing now, and I didn't want to interrupt that. But I can tell you, if you find XML to be a real problem, I know why. You're doing it at the end of the process. You accept your manuscript, you edit it, you do things to it, you publish it, you've got it in PDF, you've got it in HTML, and at the end of that, you make XML. You are missing the power of XML. You're not getting the power as publishers. Now, archives and libraries are getting the power when you do that. But XML is very powerful for quality control, for you finding things wrong, for you taking some of the pressure off your poor editors. They have to do it all by hand now. It provides many facilities you don't have now. And my suggestion is make it earlier in the process. How do you make it? Well, there's software around. Are you writing in Microsoft Word? There's software around that will take Microsoft Word, if you have used styles very carefully, and make XML out of it. There's software around that will make XML from LaTeX. Some people hire taggers and have people do it. I have tagged in my life many times, but you don't have to do it that way. Let machines help you, and then XML can help you. And I thank you.
Thank you very much, Deborah.